Hey there, I think we're ready to go. Good morning. My name is Jeff Fritz. Today is September 8th, 2018. It's a Saturday. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I see we've got a bunch of friends in the chat room already. Jay Wood is here. Hey, good morning, Moz. Hagar Delgada is here. Lannon BR, Tagaron, and Chris Jones. Good morning, good morning. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Hey, there's Brent. Hello, hello. I've got a new hat today. Check it out. Dunder Mifflin Paper Company. Huh? The faux paper company from that TV show, The Office, here in the United States. Of course, they're supposedly from right out Scranton, Pennsylvania, which is actually about an hour and a half drive from me. I haven't watched as many of those shows as I would have liked, but not bad. I've enjoyed it, and I need to watch more of them. And I know it's out there on Netflix. So, just finished the video. You tagged me just in time. Hey, terrific. Hey, Gareth. All right, Brave Cobra. Is it really that blue? Well, I've done a little bit of color correction because of the green behind me, so that it stands out just a little bit. It's the most watched show on Netflix. Wow. Assistant to the regional manager. Yes, yes. So, thank you everybody for joining me here today. I'm not going to be doing so much .NET today. We're going to work with PHP, and we're going to do a little bit of work with something called PeachPie today. We're going to recompile a WordPress blog so it works with .NET. That's going to be a ton of fun because in the experimentation that we did with it a little bit last time, oh my gosh, it is screaming fast. It is really cool, and I'm excited to share that with you. Let's play some music. Let's get that going in the background. I've got a special announcement I want to do here in just a second. I'm going to play, this is called Gold from our friend Carl Franklin. This is music to code by that we're listening to. It's designed to get you in the groove, get you in the flow so you can get focused, so you can get stuff done, be productive, and kind of let the world fade out around you and just get stuff done. Get focused, just like we're going to do here today. You can download songs like this at musictoflowby.com. You can even sign up for a subscription and you'll be sent new music every few months. So we want to make sure we thank our friend Carl and show him some appreciation and some thanks for allowing us to play some of his great music to code by, music to flow by here during the stream. Let me see, I think that might be just a little bit hot. I've got some good news. Let me just dial that back just a little bit. That bass is a little bit high. Is that Frigo? I think that's how you would pronounce that. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate you joining us today. We are, what was I going to say? There's something here. Let me go back. Let me go over to the chat room. Maybe I'll remember. Your mug keeps saying ship it. Yes. Nice to see me. Do I have a picture of Akita on hand by any chance? I don't have a picture of my Akita on hand. I might be able to find one quickly, but I'm not. It'll take me a little bit to go dig through my personal photos. Correct. Fantastic. Thank you so much. I want to take a few moments today. And this is going to be hard for me. When I started this stream back in November, I never got into this to make money. I got into this to help the community. I'm not rich. I'm comfortable. But I wanted to make sure I gave back, and I wanted to make sure that I had... This is going to be hard. I wanted to support others. And I wanted to make sure I wanted to give opportunities to others in our industry. You have blessed me. You have graced me with subscriptions, with bits that I have never asked for. And I can't possibly thank you enough. But what I can do is help others. And with every subscription, in every bit, I have promised that we would make a donation to Girl Develop It. I am incredibly proud to donate on behalf of our community more than $1,000. I don't like this goofy number, so I'm going to change it. And we're going to donate $1,100 to Girl Develop It. And this is just the first donation this year. This is everything that we have received, that we have collected through May, through subscriptions, through bits. And I want to make sure that they know that we are donating this because we believe in their mission and we want to help them to grow our community, make it possible for women, for folks like my two young daughters, to be able to build a career in our industry. This is from the Fritz and Friends community at twitch.tv /Fritz. My employer will match this 100%. I have matched your donations 100%. Let me just make sure that that goes through and that I don't have to key in some credit card information here. Yeah, I'm going to key in my credit card and address information real quick. But I wanted to share this moment with you because you have gone above and beyond to participate. And I can't possibly thank you enough. Let me key in my credit card number so we can get this through. It means the world to me that we're able to do this. There we go. Thank you, Girl Develop It, for everything that you do for our community. And thank you to all of our viewers out there. Thank you to everyone that is subscribed, everybody that's got a coffee mug next to their name, everybody that's got a C# bot emote or has had one in the past. We've had some tremendous cheers. Thank you, Jay Wood, for that cheer. That'll go in our next donation over to Girl Develop It. Thank you, everybody. And I wanted to make sure that I shared this with you because this means so much to me. This, I hope, means something to you because I think that when we share, when we give to other folks, whether it's in open source code that we're sharing with our community, Whether it's through, oh my gosh, Johan, thank you so much for the subscription. You too will get the C# bot, of course. And thank you so much. 3 months in a row there from Johan. Whether it's through our talents writing open source code that we give away, it's through our time that we give. Even just watching and helping, with some open source code, correcting it, offering insight and some changes that need to be applied. Oh my gosh. 10 subscriptions to viewers right now from Combar Capes. Wow. Thank you very much for sharing that. That is amazing. So some of our friends, it gave a sub to the bot. But C#.net, Jacob gets a subscription. Hagar, Desync gets one. Desert Griffin, Live Unicorn, Bean Counting Man, C17, you're getting one as well. Thank you so much. But whether it's through your time helping out here on a show, it's through your talents submitting a pull request. We're growing our community, and the strength that we see in this community, and seeing these numbers here below my name. I never asked for that. I so much appreciate you joining us. Thank you. And I'm going to continue doing this. I very much appreciate the subscriptions. I can afford to grow my channel. You never have to subscribe. You never have to gift. But if that is, or cheer. But if that is something that you do feel compelled to do, rest assured, I very much appreciate it. I hope you saw. I do get a little emotional about it because I am flattered. I am so flattered that you would bless me by sharing with me, and I want to match and share that with folks who do need it, including our friends at Girl Develop It. So, oh my gosh, Combar Capes. Just found out I got a new job. The channel has helped me a lot. I thought I'd pay back. Wow. Congratulations. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing the subscriptions. But very much congratulations to you on a new job, on a new gig there. That is fantastic. And I want to make sure I recognize Frego. Thank you for joining us with a tier 1 sub. Of course, as you saw I just did, I will match that and we will make a donation. It took a little bit of time to get this one donated. And Desync, thank you for the follow. We will, the Fritz bot can use an emote now. Thanks, Smab. Thanks for pointing that out. It means a lot to me. I wanted to make sure I shared that. Oh, Desync.
Gifted a sub. Might as well gift some bits.
Yes, please. I very much thank that. Thank you for all of that. And our friends, some of our friends in the .NET community have jumped on here, and they have graciously donated some other subs. The other day we saw some subscriptions donated. But I'm a firm believer in sharing our times, our talents, and our treasures. You have shared your treasures with me, and I wanted to make sure that we recognized our friends at Girl Develop It. Is there anybody from Girl Develop It here in the chat room? I wanted to make sure that they saw. They're gonna get this initial donation. I believe it goes through immediately, and then the match from my employer, and they will match this 100%. Goes through in the next. I think it's in the next month they'll receive it. And the numbers from Girl Develop It reflect, I think it's $100 runs a single class. So hopefully this will run an entire course for a season. So thank you everyone. Oh my gosh, and the follows now. This is great. Thank you so much. Let me read these off. Tara, is that Tara SA24? Thanks so much for the follow, as well as M. Magano. Thank you so much for your follow. And then the follows actually lead into this little bit over here. I've been asking if you. We put a little challenge out there. Our friend Moz kind of spurned me on a little bit here to get to 5,000 followers. I will dye this soup catcher rainbow colored, and we are almost at 3,600 right now. But if we get to 5,000 by October 20th, it shall be done. So, all right, that's my little announcement. That's enough of Jeff being emotional here this morning. Oh my gosh, Dodge, is that Dodge A4711? Thank you so much for your subscription. I will make a match and a matching donation to Girl Develop It on that. Thank you so much for those donations. I wanted to make sure that you understood, that you saw, and I could share this moment with you, that was not just lip service, that we did in fact make that very kind donation to Girl Develop It. Okay. What do you say we write some code? Go away. All right. Let's see. I've been downloading. Fantastic. It finished. All right. We spent some time on Friday. There it is. Not with CoreWiki, but we have another pull request here. Fixed email notifications URL configuration from Brave Cobra. I'm not going to go dig into this today, but it looks like it built properly and it's a good bug fix. We'll merge that another time. I'm pretty okay with... Brave Cobra's done an amazing job with some of these fixes and things coming in here. We'll merge that off stream. I don't need to go into it and spend time today, because what I would like to do is spend time today with PeachPie. It's not a Georgia thing, right? Georgia with peaches. But it's a way for us to take our PHP code and recompile it so it runs on .NET. Now, we spent a little bit of time, like I said, on Friday on this, and let's make sure we open... There it is. And it's I can't believe how easy it is. We downloaded... this is a sample application that we downloaded that runs WordPress inside of .NET. So this application, if we take a look at the... Where is it? Come on. So, I mean, take a look at this. This is the configuration of the .NET project. It's .NET Core 2.1. Kasukin, thanks so much for that subscription. As you've seen, I will match and we will make a donation to Girl Develop It. Thank you so much for that kind donation. You get to use the C# bot now everywhere that fine Twitch channels and actually Discord as well. So, thanks so much for that kind subscription. So, I mean, look at this. We've got 3 NuGet packages in this project, right? I mean, PeachPie, ASP.NET Core, MVC, and then we've got the WordPress install right here that'll download and put WordPress in the folder right here when that package gets installed. Let me come back to that. So, this is pretty easy, and I even had a MySQL database up and running. MySQL. Let me go kick that. That didn't do what I wanted. Fix that. Let me see. Is it still running? It might still be in the background. No, my machine crashed. Oh, there it is. It exited. Will I be able to restart that? Let's see. Docker start. Let's see here. This one, to Charlie. To Charlie. Is it going to keep all my environment settings and just run? Ooh, maybe it will. It is. Fantastic. So I've got a MySQL database sitting here that's running. It's MySQL 5.6. It's listening on the standard MySQL port 3306. And I can run this, and it will connect in and just show how it works. Let me, while that's starting up, let me just reflect over here at the chat room. Are the plugins going to work the other way around? Are you able to run a C# plugin in a normal WordPress installation? No. You would need to run it on top of a PeachPie WordPress. We could stream together at MVP Summit. Sounds like fun, Kasukin. All right. Let's talk about that for March is when MVP Summit is. I upgraded the sub, but PayPal didn't take my money. Does it only work after the first subscription expires? If you what I have seen is if you refresh WordPress, if you refresh Twitch, there'll be a little bar at the top of the chat room that'll say, "Oh, we got your subscription," and then you'll be able to click that through. Glad you're showing PeachPie. I'm in the process of migrating Drupal pages over to .NET Core, so it'll be good to see how PeachPie works. Okay. Good afternoon. Hey, Ancient Coder. Docker Compose, then Kubernetes. Docker Compose, I think, is a good way to go. Kubernetes long-term, I think, is the right thing to do, but I don't know enough about Kubernetes yet. We're going to learn a little bit about Kubernetes and hopefully give me that push towards being a lot better with Kubernetes. In our DevOps workshop on the 17th, we'll be doing that. I can take time to show it. Twitch get latency tweak to stream up-down webhooks. Yeah, a little bit. So, all right. So look at this. I mean, it's up and running. It's running locally here. I can jump right into the dashboard. There it is. Excuse me. Still a little misty over here. All right. So these features are really, really fast. Right? I mean, I can bounce through here like it's nobody's business. And, I mean, I'm really happy seeing how fast this runs. But this is a new WordPress install. I literally set this up, got it running, because I cloned this repository. What I want to do is I want to start a new project, take my existing WordPress blog that's out there at jeffreyfritz.com, doing the stuff. Look at that hair. Take this, and I mean, all these articles are in a MySQL database, MySQL database. So I'll just keep pointing to the same database, but get this running inside of PeachPie, and see how that looks. And with a little bit of luck, maybe we'll deploy it today. Will the DevOps Workshop be hosted here or over on the Visual Studio channel? The DevOps Workshop is actually sponsored by my employer, and they requested we run it on the Visual Studio channel. However, I will be hosting the Visual Studio channel here as well. So don't worry, you will be able to tune in here, and it'll say, oh, if you want to participate in chat, jump over to Visual Studio. What's the point in using Docker in local dev environment for keeping such things as MySQL, etc.? It's a good question. Why would you do that? Jeff, that seems weird. Well, I don't want to install MySQL locally, right? And I don't want to have to chase and maintain it. For me to start up MySQL in a Linux instance, it's a Docker container, right? I literally didn't install anything. I said Docker run MySQL, and there it is, and it's up and running. So I don't need to think about it. I don't need to think about, what are all the dependencies and things that I need to install. It's just there. So as a developer who really sees things outside of my application as utilities, those other servers and services that I'm going to consume, but when I get into production, they're somewhere else. Having a Docker container that just gives me that resource, that's pretty cool. And of course, just like I do in production, I could map my development instance of MySQL. I could map the data folder to somewhere on disk so that even when my Docker container closes, after it ends, I can start it back up and it's still pointing to that folder on disk, and it just works. So it's I think it's pretty handy like that. The database is on your local disk. It has a mount by default. That's how I would configure it so that when it does start up, and you can set Docker to restart containers when it restarts the entire service, and you can point to when it does restart, it'll keep all of that configuration for you. I'm starting to try to move WooCommerce to PeachPie. I'm going to try something simpler first. Sure. Will the videos be later on YouTube? Of course, yes. Our friends at Channel 9 are going to take care of that for the DevOps workshop. So they won't be on my channel, but they will be on the Channel 9 channel. We'll make sure that there's links and stuff to let you know exactly where that is. You can keep your PC storage clean. Absolutely, Gutierrez. Yes, right? Big problem that I had on one of my older machines, and I think it's actually a Surface Pro 3, was I didn't have enough capacity to run Docker. So I actually had MySQL and a whole bunch of other things and databases running, and they were littered all over the place. So whenever you'd start up your machine, you had all these services that you weren't necessarily using, taking up space, taking up memory, and you had to start and stop them appropriately, or go find them and start and stop them. And maintenance was a pain. But to do it with Docker like this, where I can chain things together using Docker Compose or Kubernetes, when I start my development process, it starts up just those resources, just in time for me to consume them as I'm developing. Running on a Mac, this is a must. Yep. Oh, yeah. Running the latest preview ASP.NET Core 2.2 with a Docker container without having to install it locally. I know, isn't that cool? It is so cool. Can you debug the PHP and VS Code with PeachPie? I'm going to have to defer to Jacob on that one. I don't know. That's a good question. All right, let's do this. So there's my blog. There's your answer. Look at that. Oh, yes. Yes, indeed. Oh, my. I need to get George Takai with that oh, my that he does. You can debug PeachPie generates all the PDBs. Cool. All right. My nose is still a little runny from earlier. Sorry about that. My apologies. Did anybody clip that? Brent was here. And I know he does the clipping. If nobody clipped that, we'll clip it later from the video on demand. Raspberry, blueberry pie, and then peach pie. Ooh, there you go. Did you get is that just him doing oh my? That's not bad. And TPCware, thanks so much for the follow. I appreciate that. Look at all these people. Who are these people? That's not bad. I'm going to leave that there so I can grab it later. I'm just going to move it over here so it's out of the way and I remember it. There's an oh my that George Takei does for Howard Stern that I really like the enunciation of that. It was changed to SQL. Yep, pick your pronunciation. I know. What do we got here? Nicolo Carandini. Hey, thanks for joining us. All right. So let's start in on doing this conversion. Now, if I remember from I swapped emails with Jacob yesterday. If I remember correctly, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start up from there's two projects hanging out there in GitHub. Let me see, where is it? Hey, look at that, me. Let me go back over. Where is it? There was a GitHub for the SDK, and that's the one we're going to use. I'm looking. I don't see it. Not that one. No. PeachPie for VS Code extension. Ooh, that sounds good. Was it that one? I think that might have been it. So, build a Raspberry Pi pocket projector. Okay, that sounds pretty cool. But something we might work on an IoT stream in the future, maybe. But so we wanted to start with, well, we could start with this. Now, I think Jacob was saying that we wanted to start actually with the SDK instance of this and copy in my WordPress install. This one. because right there's WordPress right there, and I have WordPress actually sitting in a folder over here. It's on disk. It's on this machine. Okay, so if I look at the SDK project here, right? So there's PeachPie, WordPress, ASP.NET Core. Right, so there's the default configuration stuff and the salt. Now, my salt and stuff is already written into a WP config. So I wonder about that. Let's do this. Let's try compiles all of WordPress into a .NET assembly and provides C# wrappers. So, right, this is the source of WordPress. Defines an abstraction layer providing .NET interfaces over the WordPress instance, right? ASP.NET Core request handler that configures the pipeline to pass requests to the compiled scripts. That right there, that's where the magic happens, right? That's, you open that thing up and it's like, ooh, look at what we found. App project is an Thank you. The app project is an executable demo, ASP.NET Core web server, making use of the compiled. Okay, so, right, this is literally just program, app, start it, listen on this port, done. I love that. 40 lines, and it runs WordPress. So let's do this. I'm going to fork this. Man, I've got a lot of organizations I belong to. Now, did I want to fork it, or did I want to clone it, change it? Now let's start with this. No, I didn't want to fork it, did I? Right, to start building my application, I think I wanted to download the source code, change it, re-upload it. And even then, I don't want to so much re-upload it because I've got my config stuff in it. You know what? Let me just get a copy locally. Let's do that. Let's start there. Download. Yes. Sure. Give me one of those. All right. Let me find here. And actually, let's stop the application. So that was our sample. Pretty straightforward. Easy to do. First time I saw the fork screen, that was awesome. Oh, yeah. Right? So if you wanted to work with any of the projects we work on here, I'm not going to share the source code to my blog because it's my blog. You know? So let's clone that. So I've got a copy of it locally, and then I'm going to change it. And then for my purposes, I may put it into a private GitHub repository. More likely I'll start with it just on a OneDrive. So let's see how this goes. Cool. All right, so that is in WP.NET SDK. All right. Hello? You don't need the source of the SDK, right? Well, so here's the thing. The SDK compiles WordPress, right? That's what we were just looking at here, right? This solution compiles all of WordPress into a .NET assembly. And that's what I want. I want to take my WordPress, put it into a .NET assembly. You could work directly against it and have WordPress sitting there on disk, I believe is what I'm looking at. But because WordPress gets a lot of attacks, I'd really like the PHP to be rendered and sitting in a DLL because I don't want the PHP to change pretty much for the duration of the application living out there. And that's because I think highly of it. All right, here we go. Oh, wow, I'm taking a peek. I've got a ton of Twitter notifications here. Holy crow. Okay, cool. Making with PeachPie as it supports .NET, it helps. Yes. So, let's close this solution. All right, we're gonna open my solution. All right. So it's under dev wp.net SDK. There's the solution file. Okay, why not? Project file is incomplete. And we ran into this before. Expected imports are missing. So this is PeachPie, WordPress, MS Build. Now we have a NuGet config here that'll help us go get the appropriate things. Would a setup with your settings and shoving the default WordPress underneath be better, if possible? So I have a little bit customized in there. I don't know. That's a good question. Let's see where this takes us. I'm going to try and do a rebuild here so that it does all the downloads, does all the things. Unable to find project information for WordPress MS Build Proj. Is that Jinaga? Thanks so much for the follow. I appreciate that. Okay. Which one was this? PeachPie WordPress. This one. It doesn't like that file. The version prefix is the WordPress version here. Where's WordPress version coming from? It's got to be in a property file somewhere. PeachPie. All right, so we're project reference, including that. Package reference, PeachPie version. So we have these properties coming in. They've got to be loaded somewhere. There's got to be a properties file it's loading these from, right? Yep. All right. There it is. Build settings props. All right. So it's not going to show me what's inside that. Let's. It's not going to let me open that folder either. I'm not showing that folder. Let's go up here. Let's do this. C dev wp. That's not how you spell dev wp. So it's this one, PeachPie WordPress. Now where is that? Build settings props. It's gonna be coming in from here. Open with. No. I've gone and angered Windows now. Look at this. Woohoo! Oh, there it is. Nice. Okay. PeachPie version, WordPress version. I believe I am on 496 on my blog. So I'm not sure why it's choking and saying I don't like that. This thing is a mess. Thanks. Thanks, Windows. Thanks. You can go away now, Windows. There you go. All right. Yeah. Wow. Explorer really crashed. All right. So I'm not sure why that fails. Loading. Yes. Expected imports are missing. Yeah, which ones? We ran into this before. Let me do the .NET restore and see if that does it. Yeah, there it is. All right, so here we are over in this one, and we'll do .NET restore. Here we go. And maybe restore completed. Okay. Let's try to reload. Yep. There we go. So if you look at this project folder, this is the configuration of WordPress. And even if we look in this WP config, see how it has define and all this stuff? This is actually configured inside of my blog, as well as the salts. So, I'm wondering if when I just drop my instance of WordPress into this folder, is it gonna be grouchy because I'm actually defining these values instead of pulling them out of config. Yeah, here's the settings over here. So it is commented because we set it from C# from those. You can uncomment. Okay. But if I remove these values here, will it choke? Therein lies the question. So let's try this. You migrate them to C#. I don't want to. Not particularly because they're sitting in a config file that I would prefer not to risk showing you. All right. Tell you what, I will copy those in. I'm going to rip this off of here. Save as user secrets. It's not the same format, so there's a little bit of juggling that I'm going to have to do here to get it to work. But it's under dev, jeffblog.org, and here's wp config. And I'm going to send this. I'm going to run Notepad. It's over here on another screen. I'm going to open it over there. And I'm going to start copying in some of this content. And of course, yeah, forget that. Let me open Visual Studio Code so I get the carriage returns and stuff. Move this over here. And I'm just going to do this kind of in secret off here to the side, just so I can get this up and running. That's cache information. I don't need that. Database name. Let me copy that one in. All right. Stop it. Database user. All right. Database password, because it's top secret stuff. DB host, and I'm copying that one in. Right, just making sure app settings isn't visible here. Let's see. That's host, password, user, database name, and then salt. And I'm going to copy in all of the salts. All right. Actually, nope, won't do it. I was going to try and do that multi-cursor insert. So, pardon me for just a minute while I paste this in. Oh, you know what I should do? Let me finish pasting these in. See what I did there? All right. There we go. Never commit keys in Git. Agreed. User secrets are absolutely the way to go. Okay. So now I've got them inside my app settings file. You can see it's got a little check mark next to it, and I am never clicking on that because I am not showing that because, oh man. All right, next thing I needed to do then is to copy in and overlay what's in this PeachPie WordPress project. So I'm going to open this folder in File Explorer. So there's that WordPress. And here's the way that my blog currently looks, and it's got all this junk in here. I have no idea. What's in app data? Oh, there's my let's encrypt, so it gets the SSH key. No, TLS key. That's it. All right. So let me grab all of these files, and I should be able to just paste it right in there, right? Now, there's a number of plugins in there that we're going to run into, and we're going to have to hammer and get rid of. And there's things that, you know what, I won't need anymore when I deploy. Things like my backup. Things like cache. I won't need my cache. You know, I'll be able to get rid of that. Azure Friday with who? Who's that? Scott! Oh, him. Yeah. That guy. Yep. You know what? Let me do this. Just to make sure that I completely... No, wait. Oops. Don't grab that one. Get rid of all those files. Can I get your cache if you won't need it anymore? Ah, I see what you did there. That's that. I already gave away my cache this morning, Joker. I did. If you missed it at the top of the show, we did make our donation. We made a very nice, very generous donation, I think, to our friends at Girl Develop It. I'm very proud to be able to share that with those folks. Well, that's not good. Okay. All right. Try this again. So there's my blog. Copy, paste it in. Mrs. Fritz went shopping, I guess. Mrs. C# Fritz. When, yeah. Yeah. She's not that type. Oh, dear Lord. I did it again. I hit escape while it was in the middle of copying. Look at that. It's almost a gig for WordPress. That's crazy to me. That's crazy talk. All right. Let's see this. So this is just going to copy it in. Yeah, 3 minutes my foot. Come on. Do it! Get in there. Yeah, replace. What? Make sure we get them all loaded up there. All right. I'm going to close VS Code. I don't need that anymore. And done. Oh, sure. Go ahead. Update VS Code somewhere else. I don't need you right in my face. That's a lot of dooms. Yes! That's right, Smab. Oh my gosh, we started measuring the size of applications in dooms, right? Because Doom back in the day was like 2.2 megabytes. That's a lot of dooms. All right. So there's my application. I just copied it over. If you look under WP content, you can see my plugins, and you can see all the plugins that I have here that are they're old. They're things that I want to get rid of. And I think, if I remember correctly, the plugins for WordPress just get copied into this folder. Not Doomfist. Nice Overwatch reference there. Very nice Overwatch reference. But no, not Doomfist. Iron Fist. Iron Fist Season 2 came out yesterday, and I'm going to be downloading a bunch of those episodes to watch on my flight to Seattle tomorrow. I'm going to get rid of the movable type importer. I'm going to get rid of my backup stuff here. This stream status for Twitch it doesn't work quite right with my theme, so I'm going to get rid of that as well. Feed burner, yes, I do want feed burner. Super cache, we don't need super cache. And I'm not using the syntax highlighter stuff here. Let's see. Discuss, yes, I want discuss. Custom Windows pinned tiles, I do want that. And application insights, I do want. All right. So we've copied everything into WordPress. It has the configuration so it'll connect out and use my my database out there. Do I just press go at this point? Do we just do it? I think we do, Shia LaBeouf. So this is going to take all of that WordPress goo that I just dropped in there and compile it up into a .NET DLL for us. Is my DB accessible remotely then? I believe so. There were build errors. Would you like to continue? No. PHP unit framework test case. All right, so this is a bunch of test stuff. Wow. DJ Bram, the Lian Interactive. Welcome. I think you've got the record for the longest nickname that we've had here on stream. Would I recommend WordPress on PeachPie on Azure? WordPress is easy to get started with. There are other things that will run a lot quicker because they don't have a database involved and they generate static files on disk. WordPress is just easy to click, install, and get started with. You can then export your data if you want and run it in some other blog if you'd like, but it's drop dead simple to get started with. Alright, so this looks like one of the... What is this? Right, this is coming out of PeachPie WordPress, which is what I put down. And these are these test files. Where are these sitting? Let's just nuke them. Nuke them. PHP unit framework test case. Yeah, where is that? Here. Right? I have no idea how to find these things. PHP unit framework test case. Where is that? Is it? It's not up in here somewhere, is it? No. Not hiding over here. No. Okay. Who needs tests anyway? I agree. Thanks, and that's a record on a lot of other streams too. Okay, I see what you got there. Do we need? Nope. Okay, that's fine. What's up ready? Ooh, look at that. All these backups. Go away. We don't need you. Don't think we need those either. I think I can get rid of that whole folder. Okay. What's under cache? No, we're good. Well, that's the cache. I don't need cache. I need cache, but I don't need... You know what I mean. Test in production is the new CI/CD. Well, actually, so you have this concept of deployment slots. So you can actually clone production into a staging deployment slot, and you can deploy there, test with all the exact same configuration that you have in production, and if it works, you can do a bit flip, and it'll make that staging slot production. So it's not quite production, but it's pretty close. So where is it picking up? Well, let's do this. Let's look for utils_test PHP, right? We should be able to find that, right? Right, it was under here, right? Utils_test PHP. Aha! I want to open the folder. Open file location. Why isn't it called open folder? Oh, look at this. Application Insights tests. Why would you do such a thing? I don't need your stinking tests. Be gone. All right, so these look like they're from Jetpack. That's from Jetpack, certainly. Let's run another build and see what happens. Just open the file by double-clicking on it and see where that is. Well, it's generated, is what you're seeing there. So it's actually moved. I do it every day with ASP.NET Core. What do you do every day with ASP.NET Core? Test in production. Huh, nice. All right, got a few more now. So there's, I thought I just deleted that. See, if I double-click into this, namespace, application insights, channel contracts. Right, so it's application insights. No, wait. I thought I got rid of that. Channel contracts. Utils test. No, see, that's gone. Right, there's... Right? I thought I deleted this test folder. Be gone. Let's see if that helped. I mentioned yesterday about having 2 Docker containers, one for PHP, MyAdmin, one for MySQL. I've just created a GitHub repo with Docker Compose if anyone's interested. Oh, that's pretty cool. Thanks for sharing, Chris. All right, let's see. Doing the thing. There we go. More further. Debug bar panel. Jetpack search debug bar. And what's this referencing that it's upset about? The name debug bar panel could not be resolved. WP CLI command. So that's Jetpack. And what's this one? Video press. Video press. For right now, I'm gonna nuke Jetpack. I didn't think I... Holy crow, look at all that. Ugh. Let's just remove that for now. We can put it back in later. See how we do here. I have no clue what's going on, although I see the basic concepts of programming. Java nerd. Oh, so DJ Bram, what we're doing here is we're using a tool called PeachPie that allows us to take our PHP code and compile it into .NET compatible executables, so then we can use .NET to build plugins for, in this case, I'm trying to work with WordPress, and then have a compiled version of our application that doesn't need, that doesn't interpret at runtime. So this is class JSON PHP. Where's this one coming from? This is a thing. Where are you? Open containing folder. Aha! Oh no. All right, so this is part of WP includes. And the error we have is the name pair error could not be resolved. And that's down here. Well, okay, this is an if class exists, else this is the way it looks. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to nuke this if statement so that we just have, right? I think that does it. WordPress still depends on pair, I know, right? And we're looking good. I've gone one step further and I use a .env file as well. Yeah, that's a good idea. So I use a .env file when you're working with Docker it's a file that contains all your environment variables. For the stuff that for the widgets and things you see running here on stream, those are running inside of an ASP.NET Core application that runs in a Docker container, and I have an environment file that I load. that has all of that stuff. WP app impl could not be found here. Static string WordPress assembly name. Is it available somewhere? No. Is defined in PHP code that I removed probably. Nah. The only code that I removed was that if statement around the JSON error. Oh, order WP content MU plugins. All right, so let's do this. Over here. I know. Yeah, there we go. PeachPie API. I did remove that. So let's do this. I'm going to grab this file. And... right, this is... MU plugins. New folder. MU... plugins. And inside of here, new text doc, PeachPie, API, PHP. Yes, please change it. All right, come back over here. Doing the thing with the stuff. Open. Open. Open with. Open now. Fine. Be that way. Haha! No, wait, that's a .php. All right. Let's see what happens. WP content mu plugins. Oh, did I put it in the wrong folder? I did. My bad. And this is gonna get... this is gonna wig out. Or maybe not. Three succeeded. It might work. Right? I mean, that's still doing a thing. Dr. WD40. So the 3 times I've been here, I've seen Penn State, the Eagles, and now Dunder Mifflin. Am I Northeast Pennsylvania? Nope. I am actually Southeast Pennsylvania. I am in the Philadelphia area. If folks out there, if you know your shopping malls, because you're a child of the 80s and 90s, there's a giant shopping mall on the East Coast called King of Prussia. It's the largest one on either coast. I live about 20 minutes from there. So, all right. But yes, you'll see lots of different hats here. I had Philadelphia Fusion yesterday. I got another new hat yesterday. I don't know. Should I show it now? Should I show it now? Look at this one. Woo-hoo! That is from Diva in Overwatch. All right, let's see if we can get to this website. See if it works, or if we broke it terribly. All right, localhost 5004. If it works, it'll show my blog. Or maybe we'll get an error that it can't connect to the database because of firewalls and that thing. It did something. It's doing something. Or maybe I broke it. Okay, now, hang on, here we go. Connection ID unhandled exception. And this is Guzzle HTTP. Well, that sounds wonderful. So this is Application Insights trying to do its thing, because I've got Application Insights running on my blog. So that's right. First thing that I'm looking at that and thinking is, all right, let's remove Application Insights. Right? So, curious, how is the mic not picking up mouse clicks and keyboard strokes? Is it just that good of a mic? I have it on an arm. So the shock mount prevents it from, right, hearing me tapping on the desk. Right? And the mouse clicks are over here, right? So because I'm using the arm and I have the mic way up here, it doesn't feel or hear anything on the desk at all. Wow, we are 5 followers from 3,600. Ooh, wow. All right. I think we need to yank Application Insights here. Let's yank that to start to next, right? You can always put Insights back later. I agree. I can always put it back later. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to throw it way up here, and let's call it removed plugins. So it's somewhere that can't be seen. And let's do a rebuild. So, never thought the arm helps with that. It's not. It's partially the arm, but the shock mount, right? It effectively has the microphone surrounded with rubber bands that hold it in place and holds it steady. I mean, you can see. Look at this, right? It kind of bounces back and forth, and it's held kind of freely in the air so that nothing really jostles it, right? I mean, I'm shaking the arm, and that shock mount keeps it in one place. Would the use development exceptions work? We can give that a shot. Use developer exception page. Yeah. That might be a good idea. This one right here. So does it not think we're in development? Let's just force it into development mode. Into using the developer exception page. It helps as no table sounds get captured by mic so easily. Yes, they do. Oh, it thinks we're in production. All right. Localhost. Huh? Okay. That's not where I tried to go. I wanted localhost 5004. Now, why did it route? You know? Well, that's doing something. Get localhost 5004. Response caching middleware, response caching, and it bounced me out. It's going to get me there. Secure connection failed. What? No, I don't want HTTPS. You go away. What's bumping me into HTTPS? It is also a directional mic. Yes, of course. It's also interesting. Well, hang on. Let's do this. Stop that. Properties on this. Debug. Let's make sure we put this in here so we can try and catch some things. Okay, there's that. Now somewhere it's pushing, right? I mean, it's saying use URLs, HTTP 5004, but something's jumping me over to HTTPS. And it's not here, right? At this point, we're out of, right? WordPress config. There's the default config. Okay. I removed the Let's Encrypt plugin. The Let's Encrypt plugin is actually a web job. Doesn't actually interface with WordPress at all. But good thought, Moz. But Let's Encrypt actually runs. Yeah, that whole dub root bit shouldn't be there. Yeah, I removed that. Right, that nupkeg, well, that's that one, right? We just built that. That is my WordPress install, 9 meg. That is WordPress redirecting based on its settings from the database, from the where is your site URL versus blog URL settings, suggests Parathon. Interesting. So I thought, let's talk this through for a second, make sure you might be onto something here. Okay, you know what? Then let's change the URL. If it keeps trying to push me to HTTPS, is it still running? No. Let's start this again. Maybe I just changed what the URLs that we're submitting into Kestrel so that it lines up, right? Kestrel right now is listening on 5004. So if I go back over here and I change this to Stop that. I don't want the admin page, right? If I just go there, right? So I'm getting bumped to just localhost, right? And is that SSL? No, it's just going straight to localhost. So let's do this, right? Let's tell Kestrel so that it lines up with what's in the database. Let's make this 80. Right? Let's give that a shot so that we're forcing our web server to be listening on the same port that the production web server says it is in the database. An attempt was made to access a socket in a way forbidden by its access permissions. That sounds dirty. What's on port 80 right now? Go away, Slack. You know what? Skype listens on 80. Which is kind of weird to think of. Try this one more time. This is the first time a socket exception sounded dirty to me. I know. There we go. Yeah, an attempt was made to access a socket in a way forbidden by its access permissions. There's some church lady out there going, that's not right. That's not right. You shouldn't do that. Children are watching. Don't access sockets like that. It's forbidden. Okay. Yeah, 80's probably being used. So, right, if I redirect this to say 8000, right, and back that chalupa up. Nah, it's not gonna let me back it up. Not browser link. Where's my restart button? It's that button. But I'm gonna run into the same issue here where I'm starting it up and it's pointing at the wrong location. right? Interesting, it didn't open the browser. 8,000 is where this is. Can't go there either. All right. 8,000. Let's go 8080. But I'm still gonna run into the same problem, you know? You want a clip of that? Go ahead, hit the clip button there in Twitch. Absolutely. Share it with your friends. Put it on Facebook. Tell the Twitters all about it. Fierce kittens will mercilessly make fun of me. Ooh, waiting for localhost. Waiting for localhost. No. Right, so if that's redirecting to what it thinks the website is, it's trying to go to port 80. Is that IIS Express? That's not IIS Express. What's on port 80? Is it OBS? Is OBS on port 80? Oh, wow. If somebody can grab a clip of that, go for it. Clip it, link it here in the chat room. We need to do more clipping. That's a great idea. Brent did it the other day, and that was a ton of fun. What if I just pointed to my local, to that? Thinking. How can I get this running? Windows firewall blocking. No, it's redirecting to port 80. Yeah, we can do that netstat. Do I have another one here? There we go. Let's do that one. And we're gonna look for 80. Ugh. Well, that didn't help. Wow, that's a lot of files changed. Yeah, something is listing on 80. There it is right there. And it's task ID 4. 4? No. And then go after the process ID. Wait a sec. Netstat, AON, Findster. And if I go after 4... Why didn't that... You make me sad. Forget it. No. Right? I mean, it's right there. Yeah, you have permission to post links. Absolutely. The bot will tell us what it is if you post something. There we go. Hey, we got the tools. Okay. This isn't telling me what's on port 80. How do I... Hey, Aminus. Is that right? Thanks so much for the subscription. I appreciate that. Check your process manager for the PID. We'll do that. And I need to add the PID. Of course, it's not going to show it. There it is. System. What the filth is that? System. Come on. Like, could it be any more generic? System is listing on port 80. Yeah, whatever. It's not like I can come through and say, yeah, kill system. You know? Like, thanks, Windows, you're listening on port 80 for me. Not like I might have something else that's listening on port 80. I finally realized you're hacking me. Shut up. Yeah, what is that? I do have IIS running. Yeah? That's not it. Let's do... W3 SVC. No. What is it? Net stop. It's not W3 SVC. It's, enjoy when I do code reviews, some great insights. Oh, thanks. Thanks so much for joining in, Aminus. I appreciate that. And of course, you get a little black mug there, loyalty icon. You're going to get to use the C# bot here on stream. And just like we did earlier today, I will match that and make a donation to Girl Develop It. Thanks so much. Where is it? IIS admin. Services. Yes. Where's that damn... Where is it? Not web client. It's like web server, right? Isn't that what IIS is called now? Because it's not up here. Internet? No, that's not it. Ah, crap. I can't remember how to do this. Oh, it's a black mug. I was wondering, since I was run Twitch in dark mode. Yeah, I need to put an outline around it. So that it's easier to see that. Or even put like a contour on it so that it's got a little bit of a gradient so you can see it. I forget what IIS is in here. Darn it. How do I stop IIS on Windows 10? It used to be net stop W3 service. Yeah. Come on. Give me the command. What's the command? Command the command. IIS reset stop. No. Try that again. IIS reset stop. No. Open it with the admin rights. I tell you. Let's see. Not that one. Is it that one? No. Open a command. Let's get this into admin mode. IIS reset stop. No. On Windows 10. Try this again. You need admin. Yeah, I thought. Right, and what's the name of the service? I want to be able to just click on it and say stop. And actually, I don't want it IIS running on this machine at all. Remove. Not remote. Remove. Absent features. Optional features. It's not in the list. It's not in the list. Remove. Manage optional features. It's not in the list. Right, Windows features, right, is under manage optional features. Turn Windows features on or off. It's not on. It's not here. So I don't have it. Use the control panel version. Right. It's not there. Right? Apps and features. It's not on. I don't have it. It's not IIS. Yeah, that's right. That's what I'm saying. It's not IIS. What is this? It's system. Well, what the heck is system? I is confused. Right? We were looking for port 80. There it is. Yeah, I've seen Skype use port 80 before as well, but it would report as Skype. Let's see. Let's shut down some of these other things. Right? Keybase. I should be able to shut this off. OBS, it would show up as OBS. Let's shut off this. The kids aren't here. I don't need the little light. Creative Cloud. We don't need Creative Cloud right now. Let's see if it's still running now on port 80. Yep. Check that Stack Overflow link. Check it again. Which had the solution to get IIS to stop listening on port 80. That wasn't it. Means that port 80 is listening to all interfaces. Yeah. The service World Wide Web Publishing service was listening at this port once you stopped using it. So when I look at my list of services, World Wide Web Publishing service is not in here. So it's not that. That wouldn't explain the PID side of things. If you run Skype, it likes to use port 80, right? Try stopping SQL Server reporting services. That defaults to it. I don't have SQL Server reporting services. Right? Reporting services. No, don't have that installed either. What's next? Futz for a while, but all I did was take Apache back to start administrative. Can't have IS and Apache. Netstat AON. Yeah, we did that. Right, and when we look at port 80, it's listening and it's on PID 4. And PID 4 is system. New service called Web Deployment Agent Service. Web Deployment Agent Service. Don't have that either. World Wide Web Publishing Service. Microsoft Web Matrix, that's in 2013. That's the deployment service. Publishing service. Citrix, no. 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 You need to manage the HTTP assist driver, which is started on demand by another service. I can't reboot because I'm actually doing a show here. Parameter format not correct. Thanks. Stupid. But it found all the 8,000s is what it found. But there it is, listening on 4. Same thing with 8001, listening on 4. Yeah. Netstop HTTP. Alright, let's try that. Print spooler. Yeah, we're gonna need to run that as admin. Yep. Hey, Rambling Geek. There's something still there. Yep. It's not going away. Windows has taken it and is not giving it back. And there's no way to tell what it is. Because it's system. Try that one. Ooh. Cannot obtain ownership information. Okay. Right, that's like... That's weird. Is your stream Docker container running on 80? No, it's running on 8,000. There it is. So that's not it. What else can we do? What else can we do? Yeah, Portmon. I don't think I have Portmon. Nope. Nope. Well, that's really lame. And drags the stream to a screeching halt. Can change the config in WordPress directly without using the admin portal. It's in the database, and I'm sharing the same database with my live running blog. I could export the database and put it into another database locally. Can we override the database setting in a config file? I don't think so. Telnet to port 80. Telnet, like, comes with Windows. It used to come with Windows. Are you kidding? It used to come with Windows. WSL Telnet, that's not a bad idea at all. Ubuntu? I don't have, I thought I had WSL installed. Oh, you know what? It's on my other machine. apt install. Nope. It's optional features, huh? Alright, let's If I export my database, I'm going to need to import the database. Try either netsh http show the... Alright, let's try that one. This one. Temporary listen addresses. What is that? Ooh. Port 80. NT Authority Network Service. Like, literally, it's for... Windows has grabbed port 80. Yeah. I thought I... apt... No. Even if I could telnet into it. Yeah, I'm not getting the... I think you're right, Sarnal. I'm toast. So we can't do it on port 80. So what do I have to deploy to run somewhere else? What if? What if? What if? Follow me for a second. Let's take this back to 80 like that. No, that's not what I wanted. Wrong button. Bad, Jeff. Add Docker support. Linux should do. Okay. Copy everything in. .NET restore. Build. Base. Maybe that'll work. So we can't do party. That's nice. What do you think? Should we give it a try? And then we can open up and run Docker and have it do all the things. Let's give this a try. See what happens. Clone the DB, I think, is going to be the next thing. The project profile doesn't know how to run the profile Docker. You stink. All right. Next step. Not that one. Dev WP. We are in. This is app. Docker build. Jeff blog. Latest. Oh wait, you know what? I'm in the wrong folder for running this, aren't I? I thought I had .NET SDK. Whatever. It's gonna blow up because I'm in the wrong folder. No, wait, it went and pulled it again. Right? We just... Oh, ASP.NET Core runtime. Yeah. Almost there. I had that check launch settings JSON. Launch settings JSON. Oh, that's over here. This one. Scheme localhost service port. Now what? Come on. Get there. Get there. I've scrolled and messed up the cool ASCII status bars here. Right. Yeah, I'm in the wrong folder. Go back up one. Huh? Copy failed. If I just do that, no. Why doesn't it like that? Or is it like a -C? What am I missing here? I thought there was like, that's CPU shares, but I need to give it Docker build path URL. Yeah, Docker build options path. Yeah, I'm building everything that's in there. Stat var lib docker temp docker builder app cs proj. No, I moved out of the app folder because it's trying to reach into app here. So the context that it needs to run in is actually up a folder here. Right, so when I run this, right, the other way to do it would be to get rid of this, make this like that, same thing with that. Get rid of this. See, copy app cs proj .PeachPie WordPress blah 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 blah. Forbidden path outside of the build context. Whoa. Visual Studio built your path incorrectly. Yeah, so I'm trying to get it to wander around and it won't do it. Is my console running with admin? No. Let me roll these back so it has the full folder context in all of those. Right, I should be running up here, and when I do that build, I want it to go down into app and pull that folder, and it, right? The dog is so happy. We did this just the other day. I thought for Docker build there was a context that you could pass. Right? -F, the name of the Docker file. Docker build requires exactly one argument. Yeah. She's a happy dog because she's barking at the UPS guy. Oh, I have my slash backwards there. Like that. Nope, doesn't like that either. Default is path slash docker file, right? So if even if I did, nope, doesn't like that either. Are you kidding? Why is this so difficult? Label, network string, no cache, pull, quiet. Target, no. I forgot the dot. Nope. App is a directory. Well, no crap. There it goes. Shouldn't have been that hard. Does it matter if it's Linux or a Windows file? Shouldn't matter for this. Unable to find a stable package. PeachPie compiler tools. Because it didn't copy in the NuGet. Right, our NuGet config, which is, I believe, at this folder. Yeah, NuGet config. So we got to copy that in as well. So let's add that right up top here. Copy. Let's make sure we spell it right. NuGet.config. We want to put it right at the root, so I'm just going to say dot. See if that copies it in properly, and then it should have the right context to go get everything. There it is. Nope. Let's see. Found 22 versions, myget.org, PeachPie. Found 6 versions. Unable to find stable package. Right. I want to allow the pre to come through. So, right, we're doing at this point. Run .NET Restore on app CS proj. Oh dear Lord. Okay, so, right, isn't there... Right, I want to allow... is that the right file name? App CS proj. Yeah. Sure looks it. Not dit. Yeah, app CS proj. Right, when you do .NET Restore, you should be able to say, give me the pre-release. Force all dependencies to be resolved. Yeah, we're good. Is the version blank somewhere? So the version that it bombed out on is in app CS proj package PeachPie ASP.NET Core Web. Let's take a look at that. Wait a sec. Package reference ASP.NET Core All, Visual Studio Azure Containers Tools Targets. Project reference PeachPie WordPress ASP.NET Core CS proj. In which case, yeah, look at this. It's doing the WordPress MS Build proj. So it's down the chain at this point. And it's trying to do this one. This is a Net Standard 2.0 project. Right there, it should be picking up the PeachPie version of the pack and build that as the package reference. Over 30-second lag. Ugh. The NuGet config file name. Yes, it is, because you can see it actually went out to myget and nuget.org here. PeachPie, nearest version 090. Charlie, India 01028, which is here. PeachPie version. Charlie, India 01122. Doesn't even see that. That's interesting that it is right. If we I mean, if I force that to right, found 22 versions, found that, found 82 versions, found 66 versions. Project dependency, PeachPie compiler tools does not contain an inclusive lower bound. Include a lower bound to ensure consistent restore results. NuGet.targets value cannot be null. Yeah, right. Okay. So let's back up. That's not building properly either. The version you're asking is not found in the given package source. Are there other available sources? I'm actually, when you look at this, I'm actually referencing myget directly that has the latest. This is PeachPie's repository. We built properly. It's here, it's running properly. Let's just copy it into the container. I mean, it's already there, it's building. Like, we've got it. Right? Let's run the .NET publish inside of app. You know? There it is. So it is under app bin debug, app DLL, and it is under app bin debug, netcore app 2.1 publish. Of course, it's not going to copy. There it is. There's everything. So what I should be able to do is copy that directly into the thing, into the, you know, the thing. You know, the thing. Right into the container. So we're already on, that's fine, that's fine. Copy from equals, no. We're going to copy from right, we're going to put this down at that location. The folder location is that. Then we need to flip these. Right? But the number I'm using is not found. It was found when I restored here. Right? Check this out. If I open dependencies, NuGet, Not that one. Bad choice. Right, and if I look, dependencies, NuGet, PeachPie, ASP.NET Core Web 09, Charlie India 0122. That found it. The thing, you know, that thing. Yes, but not when you're trying to do from Docker. Yeah, that's weird why it didn't work from Docker. All right, so we're going to copy it in from app bin debug netcore to 1 publish, and we want to do like that, I think. So now let's try doing Docker build. Right, did I reference? Make sure yeah, okay. Let's see if that works. Symlinks and Docker file path. Right. App. We're down an app. Oh. Try that one. Run it from the right place, Jeff. No such file or directory. Under app bin debug netcore app 2.1 publish. Or do I do it like that? No. Write that copy in, it should. Why isn't it copying in? No, it doesn't need the full path. But it, right? I mean, app bin debug, netcore 2.1, netcore app 2.1 publish. It's right there. Even if I change these back. Nope. Ooh, really didn't like that. Not Docker. .NET publish -o. Just put it right here in the publish folder. There it is. Right? So now I should be able to change this to app. Actually, if I just build it here, right, I can just do that. Right, because I already built it. I've already got workdir written. I can change this to final, which means I don't need that either. All right, so Docker build. If I do that, it should just copy it in. Okay. The suspense is killing me. I know! So now if I do docker run -it -p, and it's going to be listening on 80, I want to reroute to, let's push it to 8080. Right, outside in. And this is Jeff Blog. We should see it's... Whoop, that didn't work. The directory name WordPress does not exist. All right, so what did we miss? All right, that should be dead now. Ooh, look at all this crap. Let's get rid of 46, Fox 0, 7 Alpha. We need 66. 2 Charlie, we want to hang around. And the Postgres down there, yeah, we can get rid of that. Charlie Fox. Okay. Good. Okay. Now let's go back up here. Right, so when we ran that, we can actually change the entry point. Right, we did this the other day so that we could jump in. And the entry point was it just a dash? Right, the entry point is how it starts. What's the application that it uses to start? And I want to jump in and use bash. Where is it? Workdir is for destination. The suspense is killing me. I know. It's so easy that even I can do it. Shut up. Oh, you know what? I bet you it's that. But, where is the entry point? Because I want to get in there and I want to take a peek around. Dash entry point. That's it. All right. Okay. Nope, everybody's sitting there, but the WordPress folder isn't there. Right? Actually, the WordPress folder isn't sitting inside my publish folder either. Why didn't it copy over? Why is it looking for the WordPress folder? Right, WordPress isn't here. I mean, that's where it is. It shouldn't be looking for it. Right, because if I .NET run it here, yeah, there's that. Where did it go? Here. Not this. Not that. Change that to 80, 81. Now, this hasn't been PeachPie problem. This has been my configuration that's been wacky. So I should be able to go to localhost 8081. Right, and you can see it's requesting it here and it's redirected back to 80. So it works. Why is it looking for a WordPress folder? Right, it's not here. Right, and it's not in there either. Yeah, but the WordPress folder isn't in the app folder. You know? What was that log message again? Let's scroll up here. The directory name /WordPress/ does not exist. that? PeachPie startup configure. Do we... Well, it's looking for slash WordPress slash. Do we copy that in? If we do that, do we also do copy like that? And then if we do our Docker build again, Docker build, Jeff blog latest, app Docker file. Okay. So now if we get in there and we take a peek around, there's WordPress, okay. No, I'm looking for that other Docker run. Docker build. Oh, crumbs. Docker run it-p. Let's go outside. It's going to be 8081. We're going to map it to port 80. Inside, Jeff blog. Go. The directory name /WordPress/ does not exist. Okay, is it looking for it up a path? So if I go workdir / and we copy this to /WordPress, try and rebuild again. Okay, let's take a peek inside. There's WordPress on the root. We've changed folders though, right? Our work directory is different. Let me move this down. And let's do that second. Rebuild it again so that it gets layered properly here. And okay. Let's try running it. Okay. Okay. Now we're somewhere. Now we have WordPress actually running. That's a WordPress error. I don't like that WordPress error, but that's a WordPress error. Because our database is configured not to allow that access. Getting there. Yeah, we're almost there. So I could export the database, put it down in another container, and then take a look at it, right? Grant that access. but I can't access the database using my client machine here, my home desktop, because I don't have access to the database. Might be easier to use the export import from the tools in WordPress. I think you're right now. I think that's my next step. Let me log in to my blog. I'm going to do that over here off screen so that I don't give away anything over there. Yeah, Smap, you're right. I think that's going to be the way to go, is to put the DB locally. I got a ping back from This Week in Channel 9. Who's Fritz's 10 minutes? That's me. Was I on This Week in Channel 9 this week? Is that this one? Visual Studio Code 1.27. Was I on This Week in Channel 9? There's our friend Christina. And follow me on Twitch. I didn't know that.
Welcome back to another episode of This Week on Channel 9. I'm your host, Christina Warren, Senior Cloud Developer Advocate.
There she is.
And
okay.
Just a little bit of housekeeping at the top of the show. I'm recording this on a Wednesday rather than a...
Oh my gosh, there's me.
Has a great post and video for deploying. Friend Jeff Fritz has a great post and video
That's
for
me.
deploying ASP.NET Core with .NET Framework using Docker. And Jeff walks you through the entire process, and it's really easy to follow. And Jeff also has a Twitch channel where he live codes, and I'll link that and the blog post in the show notes below. And some other .NET news.
I made This Week at Channel 9. That's so cool. But that's not what we're doing here. Okay, hang on, go back. Thank you, Christina. Thank you so much for calling out the blog post and the Twitch channel and all the fun stuff. And where are we going here? I need to do that export. We're going to do an export. Is it tools, export personal data? That's a bad idea. Yes, all content, download, export file. To create an XML file to save to your computer. WordPress extended RSS, contain your posts, pages, comments, custom fields, categories, and tags. Yes, give me everything. Spill your guts. I know, right? That's so cool. Woo! I'm thrilled. I've never been on This Week in Channel 9. Check mark. More eyes to help with the Rainbow Challenge. C#, C#. I think you forgot the bot there, Smap. There we go. Thank you, Moz. Did it download the thing? There it is. Not that down there. There it is. 3.5 meg. All right. So since I have that content downloaded, do I go back over here? Do I change my app settings so that it points to that database instead, is what I'm thinking. Point to the local database that I already have running, hanging out here, right? This one. I think that's what I should do. But it's not going to be able to see across the boundary until I link containers. All right, so I need to change my app settings. Oh, I'm going to need to build a new database. Would be the easier way to go with that, wouldn't it? I'm going to grab Hanselman's command for that. Let's do this. Site. And PeachPie. There it is. because he had a Docker command, this one. And you know what? Let's cheat while I'm here. Add new item, text file, db.command. Boom. Password equals password. Good. So now I can go over here. Right, there's db command. I'm going to remove the other one. So docker rm to Charlie. That was 5.6. Let's make sure we tell it to run the 5.6. Right, it was there. Uh, 5.6. Okay. So if I rerun that, there it is. And oh shoot, I need a Docker compose file so I get them linked. Gotta run. All right, have a good one, Smap. Right, or can I link at the command line? Yes. Right when I do a Docker run, that's behind my face. I'm sorry. No, I wanted you over. No, over here. Yeah, Docker run help. I want to link to another link to another container. Okay. So let's start the database. And I want to actually put a -d in there also. Get that thing running. So it's just hanging out there in the background. Oh, you stink. Already in use. Okay. Then I don't... Then, the other... Then I need to change my app settings now so that I'm pointing to that database. All right, I'm going to open that. And I'm going to move it off screen so I can change that database configuration so that you don't see it. All right, that was app settings JSON, and it's over here, so you can't. No. So my DB host is localhost. Oh, no, wait. No, it's MySQL 1. DB password we set as password. DB user is root. Database name is Wordpress. I'll leave the rest of that untouched. Okay. So now, I got to rebuild the container. All right, Docker build -t Jeff blog latest -f app /docker file go. And that'll copy in the new app settings. Yep. All right. So now if I do a Docker run it itd port 8081 to 80, and then we need to link MySQL 1 Jeff blog. Driver failed programming external connectivity on endpoint. Port is already allocated for 8081. Let's get rid of it then. 39, Charlie 9, 49, Echo Alpha, Fox 6, for Baker. Cool. All right. Docker, what do we have still running? Did I kill? Nope, it's still there. Good. So now I should be able to do that Docker run and have it linked to MySQL 1. go, 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 go. All right, localhost 8081. Nope. I'd love it if I could see more of that log. So let's take a look at Docker logs on 13. And it doesn't show me any log. All right, let's do this. Docker RMF 13. Let's force it to development mode. ASP.NET Core environment equals development. I need to fix that E. Alpha dog. Development, good. All right, so now we're following it. We should see the error. No, we're not seeing the error. MySQL 1 is the host. Password was password. User is root. Voltage X asks, what logging provider do you have enabled? The console provider is set up in the default builder here. So if there's an error, it should drop it immediately in there. And I have used developer exception page turned on, so it should always output. Is the DB user root or is it MySQL by default? Standby. Standby. GitHub. C# Fritz. This one. The default app settings. Yeah, root. Rats. Password was password, WordPress. MySQL 1 is the name of it. Okay, hang on. Okay, so there's that and that. How do I see that they're linked? Isn't it like Docker inspect alpha dog? Okay, that looks promising. No, that's not promising. That's stupid. Promising? Okay, appdll running. Started at, finished at. Image. Host config. Port bindings. Links. MySQL 1. To Vigilant Cray, MySQL 1. I don't think I did the link right. Right, link list. Add a link to another container. Well, that should have picked it up, right? If the operator uses link when starting a new client container in the default network bridge network, then the client container can access the exposed port via private networking interface. If -- link is used when starting a container in a user-defined network as described, it will provide a named alias for the container to be linked to. You know what? I want to start this with Docker Compose. But I'm going to have to go through all the nonsense of setting up that file. But it's not. Shouldn't be that hard, right? Right, to put together a Docker Compose file with that? This one. Right, so let's add a Docker Compose file just to make sure that they're connected and they're on the same network and all that nonsense. I mean, it sure looks like they are, because when I examine up here, right there, links, MySQL 1, right, outside in, Vigilant Cray, MySQL 1. Look at yours or SMAB UK's examples. Oh, that's really far up there. Looking for it. That's really good because it gets you MyAdmin running as well. Let's drop that into the mix so I can at least get into the database. New file. Right, or it's just docker compose.yaml. Or is there a dash in there? Isn't there a dash? There is. We'll start with that content. Let's not port it. You've got it going to 3001. That's fine. And I don't need 5.6 for mine. Container name. That's fine. No, wait. No, let's just use DB. Or, actually, change this to MySQL 1. Right? I don't need this line then. Root password is password. Right, and if I look at the other settings that I had, MySQL 1, I don't need to pass 3306 out. That's fine. That's PMA host is MySQL 1. Container name DB manager, that's fine. Database is WordPress. Right? MySQL root password. The Big Bad Ox, thank you so much for your subscription with Twitch Prime. I really appreciate that. And in case you missed it earlier this morning, I will make a match to that, and we'll make a donation to Girl Develop It to support women and underserved minorities learning how to write code, just like we're doing here. Thanks so much for that. If you didn't see, yeah, I got a little misty-eyed. But I'm thrilled that you're sharing your Twitch Prime subscription with us. MySQL database equals WordPress. Password. I think that's it, right? Default authentication plugin, though. MySQL native password. How's that get passed in? Let's leave it the way it is. Okay, app image equals is going to be Jeff blog, right? I don't think there's. Let's set the environment. ASP.NET Core environment equals development. Let's see if that works. Oh, I need to push through port 80, right? Ports. Let's push through 8081 on 80. Now I should be able to see the whole enchilada, right? So we'll do a docker ps. So let's do a docker remove. We're going to get rid of alpha dog and 90. Now, Docker Compose is a way for us to launch several containers at the same time and manage them together. So if I do Docker Compose up, this will attempt to launch all 3 containers at the same time, and we should be able to see a little bit of what's going on here. Aren't you using 80 twice? I'm using 80 inside. Depends on DB. MySQL 1. I should probably put that same in there. So check this out, right? So to Voltage's question, PHP myadmin is listening on 80, but we're remapping, right? This is the inside port to 3001 on the outside. My image is listening on 80, and we're going to remap it to 8081 on the outside. Let's try that one more time. So this is getting PHP myadmin. That's fine. So that we can get in and take a look at our database. And then what we should be able to do is connect in and launch. There you go. Look at this. Everything's starting up here. Right, you can see these are all database commands that the database is starting up. All right. And if we scroll back up here, you can see the DB manager, right? So that's running, and here is my app. So now, if I navigate to 8081 on my machine, 8081, put the thing in there, Jeff. Okay, now I get the same unable to establish, but now if I go to 3000, I thought we were listening on 3000 there, fellas. 3001, my bad. That's on me. There we go. Login username is root, password is password go. All right, databases. So there's WordPress, and it didn't configure anything, so it's not seeing it. It's not actually getting in there. Did I change the WP config PHP DB connections settings? It doesn't use those because they're being passed in from app settings JSON. But just to be safe, I will go, where is it? WP config. No, that's web config. WP config. There it is. I'm going to update this setting here with the same stuff. DB name is WordPress. DB user is root. DB password is password. DB host is MySQL 1. All right. I will rebuild. And then we'll restart the container and see what happens. There it is. Oh, you know what? I didn't build. I need to build and then rebuild the container. And we might have it. That's kind of cool, watching it build PHP. Talk to me, Gooseman. Do you have any remedies to get around the issue with Docker on Windows and file changes not registering when using Docker Compose file volume mounts? Docker Compose. I have no idea. File changes not registering. I don't think I've seen that problem. Oh, I need to .NET publish as well here. because this is copying in my Docker file here out of publish. Go back in there. .NET publish -o publish. All right, now let's rebuild that Docker file. Okay. So now if I do Docker compose up, we should see it start. There goes the database. Here comes the app, that database manager image. Looks good. Looks like it's running. If I reload over here, no tables found in the database yet. Localhost 8081, so that it's no. Right, 8081, I thought. Yeah. This is listening on 8081 because I rebuilt it. Oh, Jeff. Now I got to go through that whole process again. All right. App.NET build. That's interesting that it built that quickly. Go up one. No, go back into app.NET publish out to publish. Up one and .NET, no, do the Docker build. Okay. The issue with Docker on Windows and file changes not registering when using Docker compose file volume mounts. No, I don't think I've seen that. It has worked for me in the past with that though. Docker compose up. Yeah, looks like it's running. And it is listening on 80 inside, which is pointing to 8081 outside now. Error establishing database connection, so it's still not getting in. And it's not telling me where it's trying to connect. I'm losing that error information here. Where would PHP write that log? Have issues with it on Node and Rails projects in the past. Yeah, I haven't had a problem with it on .NET projects. I'd have to dig into it a little bit. Like I said, I haven't seen that issue. That would be painful. Where would PHP write that log? It would be where would we see? So, I mean, I'm watching everything being output right here, and still nothing in the database. Right, this should be able to connect. Well, that's weird. Request starting. Why is that seeing a get on 8081 when I'm right? It should be mapping it. Oh no, it's it. Okay. Right, it's seeing the request header is what it's doing, but it's still throwing that 500. Oh, we're so close, friends. So close. How about turning PHP errors on? Yeah, how do we do that? Stop it. Display errors could be turned off in PHP any in your Apache config or your error reporting all any set display errors 1. Yeah, where's that being specified? Right, there's no PHP any in this folder. Think I can add it to any file, huh? Right, if I just copy that and right, do something like just copy it in. Let's see if we can force it to rebuild. And then do .NET publish. Maybe. The question is, don't you have to explicitly enable logging in WordPress's config file? I don't see it here. For developers, WordPress debugging mode. Debug false. Just turned that on. Let me rebuild one more time. Yeah, do this as 2 steps. I tried to get fancy. Yeah, so I set it to true. By enabling notices, errors, and warnings will be displayed. Okay. WP debug log. Save to debug log file in WP content. Let's see if we can just get it dumping out to the screen. Right. .NET publish. Publish. Go up 1 and do that Docker build. Okay. Docker compose up. Let's see what we get. Let's see what we get. Of course, we want to see it crash, which sounds weird. All right, so I'm into PHP my admin. Either means the username and password configuration in your WP config file is incorrect, or we can't contact database server at. Why is it trying to go to localhost? Where did it get localhost from? Database name I have as WordPress. DB host I have set to MySQL1. When I look over in app settings, DB host is MySQL1. Where's it getting localhost? That's not it. That defaults to localhost. It's not. Try changing the DB URL to resolve to the name of DB service port, maybe? No, I've given it a connection string. It is a different container. If you take a look here, let me open another command since this one's busy. Go to dev. They're talking to each other, right? They see each other. It's MySQL 1. And it's on 3306. I mean, it's there. What do we think, chat room? Because we had this working just a little bit ago. Yeah. Is localhost for one container the same for another? No. Nope. Let me try this. Let me copy that Docker Compose file. The other, right, the place where we had that sample running earlier was, right, something, not that. What was the name of that folder that I had it running in earlier? It was PeachPie WordPress. Copy Docker let's put that into PeachPie WordPress. Okay. I'm going to go back over here. Yep, shut that all down. So now from over here, so there's the application. Let's .NET publish into a publish folder, because that's running. That's doing its thing. Okay. Walk again all the settings. Yeah. We're almost 3 hours in. I'm running out of time here. Let's copy in. All right, let's take a look at that Docker file. So I don't need to do any of the build as part of this. Right, I'm trying to mimic with exactly what we have. I don't need to copy in WordPress because it's actually built. I found it. I found it. I found it. Look at this. It's not copying in app settings JSON. App settings JSON is sitting here on the root. It's not copying that into the project. So it's not there for it to load. So I need to And it's not going into the publish folder. It's not there. The application settings aren't being copied in. Right, and if I even look down in here, it's not there. There's another publish folder. Can we have some more publish folders? Seriously? So let's, inside the app folder, we need to copy in app settings JSON. So now from here, I should be able to do docker build dash. You know, that docker build should be like right here. There it is. Okay. So now if we do docker compose up. So now it should have the settings in the thing. Yeah, publish all the folders. Absolutely. All right, so now it's running. Now it's still trying to get to localhost. Yeah, and you can see I'm hitting it here. We'll cause all PHP errors, notices, and warnings to be displayed. No, no. The following code will log all errors, notices, and warnings to a file called debug log, and the WP content directory will also hide the errors so they do not interrupt page generation. So WP debug true, WP debug log true, debug display false, but it defaults to true, so we're okay. Yeah. All right. So we're just not getting it to pop that out. It still thinks it's going to localhost, even though I told it now to go over there.
I figure you need the luck.
Thank you, Voltage. We're almost there, right? This is clearly a configuration issue. Thank you for the kind cheer. Absolutely, we will match and make another donation to Girl Develop It. Crap. Okay, so I copied app settings in. It's like it doesn't see it at all. Let's look at program again. We should see it loading it. So if it is... Oh! If the current directory is app, directory set current directory, directory name, get current directory. It actually went up one. Did I put app settings in the wrong folder? Yeah, just die. I may have put it in the wrong folder. Okay, Docker compose, go. The fact that I see it trying to get to the wrong database tells me something, you know? Yes! Woo! Woo! Oh my gosh. Right, so if we do whatever here, username is this, password is, yeah, I know it's very weak. Bite me. Here's the thing. No, let's do that. That's fine. My email, Jeff at this. Go. Sure, save it. Do it, and then we will log in. Go. And then we'll import my data and see what it looks like. I know, Moz, we're almost there. Because it's running my instance of PHP. So now if I go Tools, Import, run the importer. Choose a file, and it's in my downloads. Where is it? It was an XML file that I just downloaded. Fritz on the web. This one? Assign authors. Import author, create new user with login name or assign? Sure. I mean, I'm running on PeachPie. This is my install of WordPress. Right? It's importing all my data now. Oh my gosh. Am I going to get it? Is it going to work? This would be so cool if it worked. Maybe I shouldn't have done the download thing. Maybe I shouldn't have. I think we've got it, though. I think we've got it. This would be so cool. I think what it's doing is it's downloading, right? I told it download the media content. It may be trying to go download it from somewhere else. Right? Your data still needs to be outside the container. Well, for the purposes of trying to get this running, I just have it pointing to MySQL database that's next to it, right? When I actually go to deploy this, I'm going to stand up another MySQL database somewhere else and do the same thing when I deploy to a production space. But hello from .NET, the site powered by .NET Core instead of PHP. Look at that! That's so cool. It's right there. It's like, oh, it's just above where I can point. Azure MySQL, exactly. What's with the images? They're coming, right? We're trying to make them get in here, right? So that's not my theme. Right, if I go appearance, I thought I used that and changed it. There it is. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I can feel it. We're almost there. All right, so 2012 is the one that I want to have. That's the one that I butchered to make my own. But is that importer still working? Right. So it was this one. Right, assign it to me. Don't worry about that. Just do it. Much better. It's actually yeah. think we're getting it. I think I've got it. Yeah, this is all this garbage I had a long time ago. Yeah, I don't care about that old stuff. Because it's really old stuff. So this is newer stuff, and the fact that it's failing to insert, well. Have fun? What's have fun do? Alright, so what's it say under post? Ugh. Oof. Yeah, they're all published 1 minute ago instead of in the order that I originally published them. They're like all out of order now. And there's no title on some of these. 2009. Nah. Let's delete them all, right? And re-import? What do you think? Yeah, it does feel like a mapping issue, you're right. 3? No. All. No, it's only going to do what's on the list here. Oh, forget it. I want to delete everything. Re-import, you know? So let's look for anything with Docker. See if we can at least find that. Yeah, there we go. And if I go to it... Yeah, my images didn't come through. But... not bad. Right, some of these published dates look pretty good. Here's the one I just did the other day. The permalink is terrible. The database has full URLs, not relative. So, I'm actually pretty happy that we got this far. This is pretty cool. Yeah, I loaded things twice here, so it's kind of wonky. Fortunately, right? Right, let's remove all that other stuff. Right, I can restart. And then just re-upload it, you know? 41, 16. Right, and just re-upload it. Import it into... Brave Cobra. Brave Cobra. That is wrong button. I don't like... Terrible button. No good. Very bad. Not the one I wanted. Do it! That's a great place to put it. WordPress and .NET. What is this madness? Women and children, dogs and cats living together. What is this world coming to? Right? Something like that. Localhost 8081. It's the thing. There we go. Is there an importer in Core Wiki? I think it's a fantastic idea. Let's call this now test blog. Username, that's fine. Whatever. Sure. Let me copy that so I've got it. That's me. Go. Yep. Do it. Do it. Cool. Now if I go back, tools, import, import. Browse. That one. Go. Upload. Put it on this. Do not download and import file attachments. Just do it. And here comes the posts. Now, why does it say they already exist? Right? That's weird. Right? Why does it think the posts already exist? Where's PHP my admin? Here. Right? Login was root, password, posts. Look at it all. I mean, there's stuff here. Post title, yeah. You know, there's plenty of stuff there. All right. I guess. So if I go out to the root, oh, I still got to set the theme. Appearance, themes, and it was the 2012 was the one I butchered. Yeah, now everything's in the wrong order. So we gotta figure that part out. But I mean, I should be able to point to my existing MySQL database and it just work. So if I do look for those Docker posts, right? So here's one. And we look at the pingbacks. They look good. Yeah. So I've got a little bit of work to make sure I get the images over. I've got to remap things if I'm going to do an import. But I think it mostly works. I'm pretty happy about it. Mr. Demon Wolf, that is a nice password. For testing here locally and nobody can touch this machine, I don't care. But damn, look at that hair. And if I click on live stream, right, so that doesn't work, and this is, I always look like half drunk in these pictures. And that goes out to over there instead of here. But I'm actually pretty happy with how this worked. What do you use for running WordPress locally? This is running locally inside of a Docker container that's connected to a MySQL database running inside of Docker. And this is actually running on .NET. Check it out right there. Hello from .NET. This site is powered by .NET Core instead of PHP. That's pretty cool. So I think we actually learned a lot and accomplished something here today. It took us a little bit, but we learned a lot. I've got my blog running, and other than the images being in here, everything just works. Exactly. It's .NET with PHP. It's slightly broken. There's images that we need to fix. We imported data here. I don't want to import the data. I want to point to my production database that's already out there and works properly. So I can work on that import-export. That's not too bad. But it works. You know? I mean, everything is here. Never thought this would be a thing. It's so what makes it such a in my mind a good thing is if I go to blog PeachPie.io. That's not where it is. PeachPie.io, and I go check out the blog. Oh, they put the blog at the other side. The performance of PeachPie is off the chart. And what I want to be able to do is I want to be able to write plugins using .NET. 350,000 requests per second. 305,000 requests. So PeachPie running, thanks Ben, running WordPress, 450,000 requests a second. PHP itself runs at 242,000 requests per second. So it's literally twice as fast. That way, right, now I've got something. And the caching that you get from the ASP.NET web server is significantly better than any of the cache solutions that you get out of PHP. So that's pretty cool in my opinion. I really like that. Do I work inside VMs to try all this different stuff, or is it all on my local dev machine? I'm using Docker, so close to VMs, yeah. Is PHP a custom compiler that compiles the PHP into MSIL, or it's a framework it's running on? PeachPie is a custom compiler that compiles it into MSIL. Yes, that's right. Reference. Yep. So you can mount a file volume to map your local file system files into the container. Yes, you can. That way you can just copy files into a folder, and they just show up in the container. But this is pretty cool. Right, this is pretty good performance. Being able to see and have WordPress running on .NET is pretty cool. And seeing all this here it's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. Now the import we just did to make sure that my data loaded so that it would still work. The goal is to get into a production space and point to my real production location, which actually, thinking about it, if I take a look over here, right, isn't there configuration over here somewhere for WordPress? Options, site URL. Yeah, that all points to my stuff. And when this is running, what's for in my production, that site URL is jeffreyfritz.com. It's my blog. Yeah, PeachPie. But this is great. I'm really thrilled with how this works. So the next steps that I'm going to take, and I'm going to actually wrap it up here today. The next steps that I'm going to take to work with this is that I'm going to, I don't want that music right now, is that I'm going to take this PeachPie compilation and I'm going to try copying it out to app service and setting up all the same app config for my application, so that from a default app service, a default Azure app service, it connects to the same database and hopefully has the same assets stored locally. And then we'll see exactly how it runs from over there. And that's something I'm going to do offline here, because there are some secrets and privacy things I want to make sure that I get up and running out there, because it'll be a public website and I don't want anybody to knock it over while I'm still trying to set it up. Since that's going to be a normal SQL server communicating, that'll just work smoothly. No ability for PeachPie to accidentally break that. Agreed, Sarnal. When I do get my final production deploy set up, it will be that. Now you can write extensions in .NET and plug them in, or do they still need to be written in PHP and compiled with PeachPie? You should be able to do both, Reverence. That's exactly the goal. And if I can get it running, maybe it'll be a week or two. because next week we've got a big event or two we're going to be dealing with. Difficult because there's no way to really test when you're coding until you drop them into a DLL in the WordPress install. So you can debug it. Jacob was here earlier, one of the authors of PeachPie. You can debug through. PeachPie does generate PDB files appropriate for those PHP files, so you can see exactly what it is you're working on. Thanks so much, everybody, for joining me here today. We went through, we did a lot, we learned a lot about PeachPie today. We got it running with my WordPress install that I have out there on my blog, and we even brought in my data. So I'm thrilled with that. And for those of you that weren't here at the beginning, I talk a lot here on stream about how I actually, for all of our subscriptions, for all of our bits, all of our cheers, I've been promising to match and donate to Girl Develop It. If you missed it when we were here at the very beginning of the stream, we did that today. We made that donation. I got a little emotional. It was very moving. I was so excited to do that and thrilled that I could share that moment with you, because that means that girls, women out there that are learning how to write, can learn how to write code through Girl Develop It, and I'm very happy to be able to support them, not just myself, but as a community. Thank you so much for your help with that. That's all the time I have. I'm going to take a quick look and see who we can host real quick. Let's see if there's who's out there on the programming streams that we can raid. You know what, Dev Chatter's running right now. Let's go host Dev Chatter. I know I host him a bit. Hey, Cradle Nico, thanks so much for the follow, but you're catching me right at the end here. My apologies. But we're going to raid my friend Dev Chatter. I hope you check him out. You hang out and watch him. Next week, I'm in Seattle. Tuesday, we'll be broadcasting from Channel 9 Studios. Thursday and Friday, actually Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I'll be hosting here. I'll be syndicating what's on the Visual Studio channel. It'll be .NET Conf. 42 hours of live content for you. Saturday, I might be back at home. Monday morning, DevOps Workshop. I'll see you Tuesday from Seattle. Later.